Good morning, children. Today we have a very interesting poem. You all enjoy really when you see something following you, like whenever you go near to light or you play with light, you might have noticed something following you or going before you, and many a time we used to play with light. In front of light, if you stand, you can see something fall on the walls or on the floor. That is nothing other than your shadow. You got it? So your shadow always follows you wherever you go. Okay, during in the summer season, when you walk out, something will follow you or something will go before you. That is your shadow. Have you ever watched it? And even the small children, even you used to play when you get any light in your hand, like candles or mobile light or whatever light you get. So immediately you would just light, light. You can use the light and show your finger in front of the light. You can see some kind of images shown on the wall, opposite wall. Have you ever watched and played with this? Even you can make different kind of images with your fingers. You just try with your fingers. Maybe you can send these screenshots. Okay, and it is very funny and interesting story. And we will learn what this poem is talking about. Shadow. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. See, so this poet is very interestingly is explaining about the shadow which is following us. See, you can see an image over here. See, this is a black kind of image. See the image of this boy. See, he is very small, but his image looks very big and dark. The same way you watch this girl. See, she is about to get into the bed, but the shadow is already on the bed. See, okay. So he just imagines a thing and he talks very clearly about our shadow. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me wherever I go. That little shadow always follows me, comes after me, and goes with me. And it goes sometimes goes in and comes out, sometimes it comes out. Okay, it is depend upon the light. Okay, the direction of the light reveals the shadow. Okay, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. See, whenever he comes, it is not something like an object, but it is an image comes along with me. I don't know what is the use of it. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head. See, the author explains that the shadow is just like me. There is no change at all. If my hairs are up, then the hairs of shadow also is up. When I lift my hand, its hands also up. So whatever action I do, the same thing happened to the same kind of changes taking place in the shadow too. That's why he says, very very like me. There is no change at all from top to bottom or bottom to top. And I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. See, before I get into the bed, immediately it is started jumping in. Because when we see the light, see, you just check in your bedroom, okay, or in your rooms or anywhere. Even you can come out and stay in an open area, and during the summer or in the noon time, you can find the shadow. You cannot see shadow in a long, long distance. And when it is in the morning, you can see it in a longer distance. It will be very tall. But when time goes on, like 12 o'clock, you cannot see him. Where does he hide? We do not know. Okay, that's what poet says. So it goes in and out. Sometimes it become very big, and sometimes it become very small. Wherever I go, it follows. I don't know what is the use of it. It is almost like me from top to bottom. And before I get into the bed, it gets into the bed before me. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there is none of him at all. One morning, very early before the sun eye was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup, but my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, he stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. Here, the little more explanation we can get here. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. As I told you, in the morning he looks very big. When time goes on, like when we come to closer to 12 o'clock, you cannot find him. So that's why poet says it is not like a proper children. They grow very slowly. See, now you're 10 years or 9 years. So how long it took? Very slow growth and gradual growth. But as for the shadow, it immediately shoots up as a taller one, like Indian rubber ball. When we put a ball down, it bounces like it goes up to 10 feet. Sometimes it goes up to 15 feet height. So that's why the author says sometimes it shoots up taller. Immediately he become very taller. But for after some time he become very smaller, and there is none of him at all. We cannot find him anywhere. One morning, early before the sun eye was up, see, one day shares his experience that one morning, earlier he got up before the sun came up, and he found the shining dews everywhere spread over the flowers, grasses, and everywhere. Okay, but I didn't see my shadow. Where did he go? He searched for everywhere. He didn't find him. And author says, but my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, it is completely inattentive. मतलब कि almost he is not at all coming along with me or watching over me, not you know showing up. You know why? When there is no light, you cannot find shadow. Your shadow shows up when you are exposed to light. It can be any light, sunlight, electrical bulb or whatever. You got the idea? Okay. It is something interesting and you can try it in your home, but don't never use any the fire things. Okay, just you can use electrical lights. Apart from this, don't use anything that can harm you. Okay, if you can do some of the images, like with your fingers, you can send the images or pictures. Got it? Okay, this is all about my shadow.